Hey everyone, I am Veronica. If you're new, welcome. So glad that you stopped through. And if you're returning, hey y'all. Today's video is inspired by an episode I saw on Bougie Fragrance. Her name is Dawn, that's on that channel. And she talked about a fragrance recently that made me think, gosh, I haven't picked that one up or thought about that one in a long time. And it deserves more attention. So I did another video recently about 10 perfumes I need to wear more, which is a tag. And the combination of that and what I saw on Dawn's channel kind of inspired this one. It's not quite about 10 that I need to wear more. It's more about fragrances that I've kind of like forgotten. I have forgotten that I have these fragrances, okay? For some reason. They're hiding in my collection. There's something that about them that I just, maybe they're forgettable, but they're not. I can't really explain the why part, as in why haven't I thought about these? Why haven't I remembered that they're in my collection? Why haven't I thought to reach for them? With the other video with the 10 fragrances I should wear more often, for the most part, I have certainly thought about those fragrances and just haven't picked them over others in a while. So this one's different. These are kind of like just forgotten fragrances. I forgot I had these, even though they're inside of my collection that I look at every single day. So are we ready to jump in? I'm gonna start with the one that Dawn featured. Hey Dawn, how you doing, girl? And it is one that is really tough not to see in my collection. In fact, for a while, it was all I could see when I opened the closet doors and looked at the bunch of bottles. And it is Burberry Body Eau de Parfum. I mean, you guys, look at this bottle. Is this a full foot long or something? I don't know. It's tall. I have a big head, which is why I'm measuring it against my head. See what I mean? This is a big one. This is a giraffe. This is an incredibly tall bottle. And for a long time, I didn't know where to put it in my collection. So it was like sort of sitting in the back, like, you know, the Statue of Liberty or the Empire State Building or something. And then for a while, I had it laying on its side like a cruise ship. And then it was in the way and it was just hard to like dock somewhere else. So Burberry Body, and when I rearranged my collection, like the way that I displayed it, I put this one off to the side, almost against the wall since it's so tall. Like when I was in elementary school in the 80s, we lined up in size order. Our classes did, as we walked through the hallway. So you had your line leader at the front, and then you had your tallest one in the back. That's what this one reminds me of. So it's sort of on the side of my collection, and I completely forget that it's back there. I swear I look past it every single day and just totally ignore it. But this is a lovely one. It's considered a Chypre fruity fragrance. It has some peach, some freesia, little rose, sandalwood, and iris. And it has a nice base of cashmere wood, some musk, vanille, and amber. This fragrance here is a lovely body scent, like a skin scent. It reminds me of Sarah Jessica Parker's Stash, but not quite as unisex or masculine as that one. This one is a more feminine version of that. It's light, it's pretty, it's slightly like soapy, like a very nice clean scent, but I have forgotten about good old Burberry Body. Deserves some more attention. So that's the first one. The second one is, and here's the thing about these, maybe I've talked about these in videos recently, but that's how much I have forgotten about them that I don't even know if I've put them in recent videos. That's kind of sad. This next one I purchased in a haul this winter and fell in love with the bottle. It is Pure Honey by Kim Kardashian. Look how cute this is. It's got a little 3D bumblebee or something here and says Pure Honey. And the bottle has all these facets like a diamond or something. This is a floral one. Top notes of freesia, rose, mandarin blossom. And in the middle, you get beeswax and honey and honeysuckle and orchid. And then it has this delicious base of coconut, vanilla, and musk. This is sitting in the back of my collection since it's a taller one. Hold on, I gotta spray this one on, y'all. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of another fragrance that I have that's a very affordable gem called Prestige Honey. By the way, it's back in stock on FragranceNet, and it's like 15 bucks if you have that coupon, the 35% off coupon. Great hidden gem, Prestige Honey. But it has more like a more resinous background, this one does, than that Prestige Honey. You get that honey, you get orange in it. You get this nice resinous surround and some of the coconut coming through. The honeysuckle, which is a really rich floral fragrance. This is a nice one. It doesn't last long on the skin, but it deserves some more love. And it's just sitting back there in the back of my collection, completely forget that I have it, and literally scanned my makeup, listen to me, my perfume today, thinking, which of the bottles have I forgotten? And it was so forgotten that I forgot it. Pure Honey, Kim Kardashian. Let's go on. Here's another one that's literally in my face every day because I do a scent of the day video every single morning. And this one is right at the front. It's at the front of my collection. And I very much forget that I have it. On occasion, I'll talk about it. But what I mean is that as I'm looking at my collection, it's like my eye doesn't even register that it's sitting there among the others. How rude and irresponsible of me as a perfume parent to ignore this little beauty. Bulgari Aqua Divina. I got this on some crazy discount at like Marshall's or something, had never heard of it and picked it up on a whim and found it like an interesting, peculiar fragrance, which you know I love my weird fragrances. This is a floral aquatic, top notes of salt. I would say this is a very salty fragrance. I love that it looks like an oyster or a clamshell or something like that. Ginger and bergamot. It has a middle of, I never know how to pronounce this, quince, magnolia, and then in the base it's got woody notes, beeswax, and amber. Yes, this is a very aquatic fragrance. Really nice. It does the magnolia well in here, or whatever those flowers are in the middle. And I say that because Fragrantica plays me often and tells me that there are notes in fragrances and I'm imagining they're there. So if there's magnolia in here, that's what I think I'm smelling. And it's done very well, very nice. It's very like, instead of being a cold metallic magnolia, it's like a shampoo-y magnolia. But in the top, I definitely get a salty, citrusy combination, which makes this a great one for spring. But I swear it sits right there at the front of my collection and my line of sight goes right past it. It's like a ghost, like a phantom that I don't even see. Aqua Divina definitely deserves some more visibility. Let's go on to number 4. I've got 10, by the way, and an honorable mention category and a tie at one of them. But Samsara Eau de Parfum by Guerlain. I wish I had gotten my hands on a vintage bottle. They were these red, really like stately bottles. I think of bottles as people, and the red original bottle has these broad shoulders and this like Asian inspired hat. This one here is considered an amber woody fragrance. Top notes are ylang-ylang, peach, bergamot, green notes, and lemon. It's a really, really peculiar fragrance. Not one that I think is up for today's younger crowd, if you will. I don't mean that it's old-fashioned. I don't mean that it's old school. I mean that it's different. It's not your usual fruity fragrance or your gourmand that seems to be saturating the market now. This is, it has, and I don't mean that just because of its name, but it has this very oriental, exotic feel to it. Oriental perfume I'm talking about, y'all. And this spiciness, It's got some zing and some tang. I find it a really peculiar fragrance. In fact, long ago, I say long ago, I'm only talking about what, 4 months ago at this point, when I started this channel in December, I did a video that's called something like the top, whatever, weird, odd, strange, peculiar perfumes. The filming on that is horrendous. My son did it with me, and it's actually kind of funny, some of the stuff that we do, but we reviewed this as one of the top like weirdo perfumes of all time, but he liked it. In the middle here, you get jasmine, some orris root, violet as well. In the base, you get sandalwood, iris, amber, musk, tonka bean. It's just quite an interesting combination that leans very spicy, has some sharpness to it. Really interesting. If you don't take your time with it, it can smell a little bit like what people call, I hate to say this phrase, but a urinal cake. It just sounds so disgusting. But it's like those little like deodorant-y things that are sitting in the bottom of, urinals or whatever to prevent, well, you get the idea. Right? That sort of very chemical, like super citrus, super concentrated citrus chemical scent. But you got to give this a minute. And you got to explore it. And you can't stick your nose like right in it like that. You got to kind of be right above it, sort of sniffing as people would when they are around you, the scent that wafts around you. I need to pay more attention to this. I forgot that I have this in my collection. So again, the difference between that other video and this is, in that other video, I knew that I had the fragrances. I just don't reach for them. These, they just like are off my radar, which is unfortunate. Okay, next is one that I'm probably going to be talking about in an upcoming video, but I'll mention it here too. And it is Whisper by Swiss Arabian. Look at this little bottle. I don't know if the bottle's cute or awful. This is, it's airy and delicate as the description goes. Whisper caresses your skin as softly as a breath. It's a little dramatic of a description. Let's spray this here. It is very much what the name implies, like a whisper of a fragrance. It has notes, top notes are ozonic notes and floral notes, and in the middle it's fruity, and in the base it's musky. It is like a whisper of a perfume, very light, one that would be great for an office setting, or if you're in a situation where other people are sensitive to fragrances, allergic or whatever, or just, get headaches, or you find fragrances cloying all the time. You may want to try this one. It's so light, just like its name, Whisper, but it's a beautiful little feminine piece. I like this one, Whisper, but I never look at this. In fact, this is a lot like the Aqua Divina. I just like my eyes don't register it on my perfume horizon when I'm looking at all of them. I don't know why that is, but it's true. All right, let's go on to the next set of fragrances. I have next one that I did do as a scent of the day a while back, and it is Manifesto by Yves Saint Laurent. This is an amber floral. It has top notes of black currant, bergamot, and green notes. In the middle, you get jasmine sambac, lily of the valley, and in the base, vanilla, tonka bean. You get tonka bean, sandalwood, and cedar. Let's check this out. I wore this one time, y'all. So pretty, and it is sitting in the back of my collection. Another really tall fragrance that's just back there among many, just looking all elegant and refined and regal and remaining quiet and polite and not screaming for attention. I forget that I have it, but it is a beautiful vanilla, creamy, beautiful fragrance. I don't get a lot of green in here, a touch, but not a lot. I get mostly jasmine, vanilla, the tonka bean. So this one is one that the base comes through sort of right away, if you will. I like it. Actually, I do get green now that I take a second to sniff it some more, but I'm so sorry that I ignore you. This is the one that is so nice and so polite in the room that no one notices them, but you really, that's the person you should be talking to more than all of the loud, like, party animals. You know what I'm saying? You should push back the party animals, push through them, and get to the quiet one in the corner. This is the quiet one in the corner that has a story to tell you. Yves Saint Laurent Manifesto. I think that this is discontinued, but worth getting your hands on if you can find one somewhere, secondhand site or something like that. Super pretty fragrance. Next up is one that I purchased this winter and is in a category of perfumes that I really enjoy. But again, like, I forget that it's in my fragrance collection. And then when I look to reach for one for the day, like, I just constantly reach over, around, and past this. And it's Noir by Lancôme. Yes, for all you diehard vintage fans, I know it has been reformulated. I get it. But this is one of those earthy, green, herbaceous kinds of fragrances, aromatic. It's a Chypre floral that was a big deal back in the day. It came in a different bottle, a much tackier bottle if you ask me. So this is a much more elegant bottle here. It has top notes of galbanum. I always say things weird, sorry. Galbanum. Cassis or cassis, hyacinth, some rose. In the middle, you get, oh, there's some raspberry at the top. It's quite like the mishmash of notes, if you ask me. In the middle, you get a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to read them all. Supposedly, there's some honey in here. I don't get any honey. There's some cedar, absolutely. Orris root, yeah. Ylang ylang, tuberose jasmine, lily of the valley. And the base has a huge note structure. Oak moss, spices. Yes, you get spices in this. Civet, incense, patchouli, amber, myrrh. The patchouli and myrrh, yes. Sandalwood, vetiver, and musk. So it's woody, it's herbaceous, it's a little bit medicinal. Not terribly medicinal, but it has that thing going on. A little bit of grass kind of vibe here. Magie Noir. One day I will wear this again. As we get into spring and summer, I'm not sure I'll be picking this up because it's one that I think probably performs better in cold weather, but maybe I'll do this as like a scent of the evening. Magie Noir, moving along, are two that I am going to talk about together. One of these came out in 94 and the other one came out in 96. CK1, this was the first one. And then CKB was a little bit of more daring version of this. This was like all the rage in college. I went through multiple bottles of these, just doused myself in this stuff before going to class. This one here, CK1, is a citrus aromatic one. Let's see, top notes are lemon, green notes, bergamot, pineapple, mandarin orange, cardamom, and papaya. Ooh. I don't remember all of that about this fragrance. In the middle, you get a bunch of stuff. Some florals, some orris root, rose, base notes, green, sandalwood, amber, green tea, etc. Let's see here. I haven't worn these in forever, ever. Let me spray it here. A little bit astringent at the top. I do get that lemon, some greenness. I can imagine the pineapple there, a sharp orange. I don't get papaya and I don't get cardamom. But this is just one of those like fruity, clean fragrances, but fruity with a little bit of a soft masculine edge. It's not a sharper or sweet fruity. I don't know how to describe that, but this is one you could shower yourself in and not offend anyone. It's a light fragrance, in my opinion. I went through bottles of these. Very inexpensive. CKB. Did y'all wear this back in the day? I thought I was really cute when I finally got the black bottle of it. This is a woody musk, floral woody musk. Top notes are lavender, green notes, bergamot, mint, juniper, and mandarin orange. Yeah, I'm remembering now why I like this. And you get middle notes of grass, green grass, peach, jasmine, etc., orchid. Base is musk, sandalwood, cedar. Opalpanax, amber, vanilla. This is a lot. These had the most interesting campaigns, advertising campaigns. They were marketed to people, I believe, in their young 20s, which we were in college. At least I was in that time period when these came out. And I remember thinking that I was a little bit edgy because I wore these, because they weren't your traditional feminine fragrances, your florals. These were a little bit, they're unisex, right? They're considered, they're unisex and androgynous, if you will. They don't have identity. Could be worn by anyone. I think they're both fresh. This one maybe is a little bit more citrusy. This one is a little bit more like musky, woody, but both delightful. And I forget that I have these. Maybe I want to forget that I have these because I wore them so much and I think of them as just too ordinary to wear, but that's not fair. They deserve a little bit more attention in the limelight. So I'm gonna what is that called when you have like a voluntary amnesia thing, selective amnesia about these? I need to let that go and revisit these. CK1, CKB. Let's move on. I've got two more and then an honorable mention category. So this one, I purchased this more recently and loved it when I sampled it in the store. I wasn't expecting to like it. And I was like, meh, that looks like a fragrance everybody's wearing and I don't want it. But then I smelled it and I was like, I do want it. It is Michael Kors Wanderlust, not Wander, but Wanderlust. And I love that it's marketed as this like beachy fragrance. It's classified as an amber floral. It has top notes of almond, which I love. It says almond milk, but who's splitting hairs here? Almond, bergamot, and pink pepper. I love that creamy almond note at the top. Middle is heliotrope, jasmine, sambac, and carnation. So you get this creamy, delicious middle, and the base is sandalwood, benzoin, and cashmere wood. I probably need to reach for this more often, but this is in the front of the gang of perfumes, and you see it in most of my scent of the day videos, you guys. It's there. And I'm literally looking right through it, right past it, like it doesn't even exist. How rude of me. I don't even acknowledge its presence. This, when I smell this, the almond is beautiful in here, but it also smells super fruity, almost like it has mango and papaya softly interwoven in there as notes. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. Maybe it's the heliotrope, which to me always comes across soft and creamy and round. How does heliotrope read to you? I don't know, but this is a nice one for me. I don't know if other people would like this kind of fragrance. I just forget that I have it and I need to reach for it. In fact, this needs to be a scent of the day coming up here. Okay. Last, but definitely not least, is a beautiful one that I treasure having in my collection. But again, like I literally scan the horizon of perfumes and my eye does not register this perfume. And I don't know why, and it bothers me. It's like like a relationship that I need to revisit or something. Maybe I need a little bit of counseling to understand why I purposefully ignore this perfume. It is the beautiful Coco Noir from Chanel. I was recently watching Giselle at GB Fragrances, I believe is the name of her channel. I'll link her below. And she mentioned this one and I was like, oh yeah, Coco Noir. Forgot that I have that. And it's such a gorgeous, people talk about something being boss lady. This is a boss lady fragrance. It's an amber woody. You get top notes of grapefruit, bergamot, and orange. In the middle, you get rose, geranium, jasmine, peach, narcissus. Base notes of patchouli, sandalwood, olibanum, tonka bean, vanille, white musk, cloves, and benzoin. It's an intoxicating, very sexy, very grown up, very noir or nighttime fragrance, as the name implies. This is a date night delight to me. Really an intoxicating, elegant fragrance. Intoxicating. Very mature, not something appropriate if you like young, fresh fragrances. This has depth, complexity, and maturity, and must be pulled off by a confident woman. Really like this Coco Noir. But again, I have a shelf, like a top shelf that's just the black bottles. I just forget that I have this. Last category is like an honorable mention-ish kind of categories, and it's my hair mists. Do you have hair mists? I have 4. I think there might be more in my collection that I've forgotten about. My favorite is the Tocca Florence hair mist. This is beautiful. I considered buying Florence, the perfume, but I don't think it lasts long. I got this at Marshall's for, oh, just got that in my eye. Ay, 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 that hurt. Got this at Marshall's for a really reasonable price. It's such a luxurious, beautiful fragrance. I wish that the actual perfume of it lasted longer. I have one by No, I'm sorry. The company is Davinus, which is, they make hair products, and they have a line called We. No, they don't. It's called Oi. I'm losing my mind. I want to say it's We because it's OI, but I always forget that it's actually pronounced Oi. And it's Oi Alluring Mist. Absolutely beautiful spa fragrance. This needs to be made into an eau de parfum. Oh, intoxicating. And then I have a couple of very spa-like ones from Aveda. This one is, I think it's Alanara, and Marasona. So, yeah, these are gorgeous. So those are my 10 forgotten fragrances. One that's a twin, the CK ones, and then the honorable mentions hair mist. Do you have forgotten fragrances in your collection? If so, let us know which ones they are and why it is that you think you forgot them. Let's have like a therapy session. We need like Forgotten Perfumes Anonymous or something. Are you in? Hi, my name is Veronica, and I forget about certain perfumes. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Take care.